Let's go, boys. Smash the like button. Uncle Lou, get your ass in here. Let's go. Of course, Steve and Chad hops in. Uncle Lou hops on, huh? Let's have a good show, boys. Let's get it. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to, of course, the best day of the week here at High Top Sports. We literally have a jam-packed show. All right, first up, we've got, of course, Uncle Lou. He's late. I don't know what he's doing, but we're going to give him a minute. That's fine. I've got some things to talk about anyways, so no big deal. I banned Swolder until Lou leaves because Swolder likes to take jabs, and I was like, Lou's family here. We're not doing that. Then after Uncle Lou, I set this up perfectly. We got Josh Bray coming on to tell us how many natties the Florida Gators are going to win. So I figured Lou will come in, bring us down a little bit. He's going to punch us in the gut. He's going to, I would say, maybe excite the naysayers of Billy Napier and the Florida Gators. He's going to fire those guys up and show them a lot of love because the guys hating on Billy want to hear what Lou has to say. It is interesting. I do have to give a shout out to a gentleman I met this weekend. He said he started watching High Top Sports when we had Uncle Lou on. And he was a Gator fan. So we got to give Uncle Lewis his credits here for, showing us love and always coming on the show to talk with us, jab it up with us. We love us some Uncle Lou. Before we get into any of that, speaking of, this is incredible here. And I have to give these guys a shout out. So just give me a minute. Let me ramble. This is Mako, I believe. It's down at the bottom, MakoeCustoms.com. I probably butchered it, and I apologize if I did. Made me a custom fishing rod. And we're going to be talking about this for the next month because This, I just put a hole in my roof. This young man, I don't know how old he is. I'm assuming he is. Made me this custom rod here with a little bit of Gator touch. And then it says high Top Sports there on the bottom. I'm smashing everything here that you can see. This thing's long, she said. And this is Mako Customs there on the other side of it. Look at that, huh? Little High Top Sports there. You can see it right here. And then, of course, the nice little orange and blue tapering. This thing is absolutely incredible. This thing is just, it's magnificent. It is one of the most beautiful rods that I've ever had in my entire life. And I don't know if I want to use it. I don't know if I want to just put it on the wall, like hang it up because of how beautiful it is. Sent me this hat, which is absolutely gorgeous. A couple of stickers stuck on the back there because this guy is a lifetime supporter here. Whole show up. And then also sent me this shirt in case you guys couldn't see me. I mean, this thing is a phenomenal fishing shirts here. I mean, incredible stuff. So shout out to Mako Customs. Has been working on that rod for about a month now. I don't know about pricing or anything, but link is in the description. It's also in the bottom header, MakoCustoms.com. Please go check them out if you're a fisherman and want your own custom rod. That is, my wife, she makes me sandwiches, etc., things like that, dinner, and I go, was it made with love? She goes, yes. I didn't have to ask if this was made with love. Okay, I know it was made with love. A little extra seasoning on it as well. So I have to give him his flowers and say thank you because it is absolutely incredible. So we will see how this rocks and rolls. And here we go. Perfect timing on Lou's part. I got to be honest with you, boys and girls. One of my favorite people on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, that's not Uncle Lou. That's Dave. But look at this. Look at the new setup there, big guy.
How's everybody doing?
I mean, we're doing better now that you're here waiting for you all damn day. Appreciate you showing up.
Right. I mean, it said 8:35. What time is it? 8:38. All right. A couple of minutes late.
Wait,
hey, I'm very busy and important. I don't know what else to tell you.
This is true. That's my bad for Miss. Hey, the wall though looks great.
Yeah, I moved.
Oh,
a couple of months ago. So, I've had all these helmets for a long time, but they've always been in the box before, and I kind of had them on shelves. And anyway, I've had like 3 different setups with the helmets, but they've always looked basically the same. So I just decided to try something new. Took them all out and hung them up on the wall instead. Some of them keep falling down though. Like every morning when I come in here, like one's on the floor. So I got to figure that out. It was funny today. I was making a video today, and in the middle of the video, a helmet fell off, and I turned around and guess which one it was?
Stop it.
Florida helmet.
So 2 things. You look like the College Football Hall of Fame. You look like the College Football Hall of Fame. It looks like the College Football Hall of Fame
What's going on,
behind you.
buddy?
I love
How
it.
you been?
I've been great, man. I've been fantastic. I
Can
kudos
you
you. I
playing
kudos.
blackjack?
Are we lagging? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I have not played any blackjack. I went to Vegas on my birthday. My buddy took me to Vegas, and we had a good run. We did okay. I had some shiny moments, but you know it takes it takes the wind out of your sails. You know, so you've got to be. It's been some struggles, and then March Madness just did it for me, Uncle. I'm gonna be honest with you. Did you
Yeah.
put it on Red 12 for me when you went and gambled the other weekend? Did you hook a brother up?
Yeah, it didn't hit. I put it
figured.
on red 12 and red, just red, and it was, I don't know, 17 or something. It was black.
That was my second number.
Yeah.
I should have went there. So
Yeah.
also a guy on our part of the show. He said he sent you a black Gator helmet. He wanted me to
Yeah,
ask you
that's the one
about
that
it.
fell today. That's the one that fell. Yeah. Yeah, he just gave it to me like a week ago.
So that's the one you put up.
Yeah. I had
So
another one, but since he gave me, I had the traditional old school kind of orange one with the cursive Gators on it, you know.
Sure.
But he sent me the black one with the blue Gators thing on it. So yeah, I hung that one up, and yeah, it fell down today. I got it back up now though. It's no big deal. I don't think y'all can see it. It's over there somewhere. But anyway, it is up. It is back up. There you go. It's on the top. There, what am I doing?
Not the right.
Anyway, it's on the top. It's on the top on the very end. I promise. That's it. Yeah, there you go.
It looks good. It looks good. Thank you for hooking me up there. Appreciate you. Shout out to Austin for sending that to you as well too. All right, Uncle Lou.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Let's dive into it, man. Let's talk a little bit about some football. We had our spring game this past weekend. Georgia did. I like to call them DYU. And then Florida also had the spring game as well too. Is anybody else getting in trouble over there in Georgia? They seem to got it in check since Mr. Etienne.
Just the deadbeat we got from y'all. That's it.
Is he going to be the guy, or is he going to be running back two there for Georgia? What's the thought? What's the talk?
You know, there's no such thing. You know how there's no such thing as that at most schools anymore. I mean, I couldn't tell you who Georgia's starting running back was last year. Can you?
This is true. No, I couldn't. Florida. I can tell you who Florida's was. I can tell you who Florida's was.
They rotate him in and out. So I mean, he'll get just as many carries as anybody else gets. Maybe he gets a few more in week 1, and someone else gets a few more in week 2. I mean, he's going to play a lot. I don't know. Will he be on the field the first snap of every game? I don't know. And it doesn't really matter, honestly, the way Georgia rotates their running backs in and out. But I mean, I think he's the best running back we have. Maybe that better answers the question. Especially catching the ball out of the backfield. That's something we kind of missed last year. You know, we had a crazy run of running backs just in general, but specifically like third down type backs catching it out of the backfield, going all the way back really to like Sony Michel kinda, but then DeAndre Swift, James Cook, Kenny McIntosh. I mean, they were kind of smaller backs, but they were super quick, fast, shifty, could catch the ball out of the backfield. We really didn't have that last year. We had a bunch of like between the tackles backs last year. And Etienne can do that too, but he's more suited than anybody on our roster to be like a pass catcher out of the backfield, I think. So I'm excited to see what he'll do.
More of that scat pack. We have our little High Top Georgia show, and I was talking with our High Top Georgia guy about the running back situation for Georgia. It's been a little different the last couple of years than what the identity was a few years back. But did you get a chance? I mean, look, I'm excited to get your thoughts too on Florida. Obviously, the fans love your perspective. I don't know if you heard me before the show, but I met a gentleman this weekend at the spring game. He came up to me and goes, "Hey, you know how I found you?" I go, "How?" He goes, "You had Uncle Lou on. I love Uncle Lou. And now I found your show." So he was a Gator fan that watched you religiously, happened to swing over when you hopped on over, and now he's a fan of our show. So thanks for that. But look, I mean, there's Florida fans, you know how they sit with you. They despise you, then they love you. It's kind of how it flows over here. But where are you feeling on it? Obviously, I know you love Billy Napier. How are you feeling about Florida this year? What you've seen thus far? Again, it's very little, but you're going to keep it a buck, and that's what I love about you.
Yeah, I mean, I think you lost your only two known commodities, really, offensively, in Etienne and Pearsall. So
Sure.
I'm not going to act like you don't have anybody else on the team that can run the ball or catch a pass, but I don't know that either of those guys are going to be replaced. I guess I have questions about the offensive line like anybody else does. But I mean, really, it's just the schedule. I mean, let me clear something up.
Mhm.
I've been talking the last week or so that I was coming on this show on Wednesday, and somebody on Twitter tagged me a couple of days ago when they were like, "Hey, they're talking about you in the comment section on High Top Sports." I forget which, a few days ago.
Okay.
So I clicked over and I saw in the comments people were like, "Uncle Lou's trashing DJ Lagway." I haven't said one bad word about DJ Lagway,
Mm.
not one. You can't find a single bad word I said about DJ Lagway. What I said was, does it matter? That's what I said.
Mm.
And that's a fair. Let me ask you this: if Patrick Mahomes was your quarterback this year, how
Mm.
many games are y'all winning? Now I know this is a Florida channel, but let me tell you what most people would say: 8
With Patrick Mahomes. Okay. So
with
I get what
Patrick
you're saying.
Mahomes.
You're saying I don't care how good DJ Lagway is in a sense. If he was Patrick
Right.
Mahomes,
I'm not
that team
saying
has
he's
more
bad.
errors. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Is he going to be as good as Drake May? Because how did North Carolina do the last couple of years in the ACC? I mean, DJ Lagway could be a home run.
Sure.
That's not like I don't like to come on here and talk trash, but the
No, no,
reality
no.
is
Look, this is why I bring you
Florida
on. Like
hasn't been very good. Florida hasn't been very good. So if I say Florida hasn't been very good, is that trash talk or is that do you think Florida's been very good the last few years?
no, we haven't been fantastic. We're
Are
going to
you
be great
trashing
this
them?
year.
Right,
We're going to
right,
be
of
great this
course.
year.
And you were great last year at this time last year. I get all that. It's
Come
the
on,
off
Lou.
season. But like the idea that Florida is a quarterback away is crazy. You know who was here's what it looks like when you're a quarterback away. Georgia in 2017. That's what it looks like when you're a quarterback away. Not not 3 losing seasons in a row and you can't make a bowl game. That's not what it looks like when you're a quarterback away.
So I
You,
think
you need
where
help from other people.
100%. Look, and this is what again, I don't think you're trashing. And this is the people kind of get confused because you kind of have your character that you turn on a little bit and get rowdy, which I love. But look, you're keeping it a buck in a sense where you're not a fan. You're just looking at it from a very neutral standpoint, which again, like I said, I appreciate. We haven't been great. And look, one piece doesn't matter how great he is if he's Patrick Mahomes isn't going to fix the problem. Where I come in, like where I get excited, and I think where fans are excited is that there is hope at the end of the tunnel. That is the start of something special. Do I think he comes in this year makes a big difference? No, but I think the talent that he brings and what they can see, and I think they are making the moves in 2 years, maybe. Look, that's where things start moving in the right direction. Did the helmet fall when you coughed?
No, I thought that must have been something out there. But I was like, did another helmet just fall down? But it must have been something out there.
Uh,
Sorry.
yeah, you're good. So look, I think yes, I understand where you're coming from. I don't think you plug DJ and Lagway this year with how great he looked in the spring game and the exciting things he can do. I don't think he's ready to be the guy just yet. But it's exciting. We haven't had this type of excitement, this type of talent in the quarterback room. It feels like in a very long time. So that's where the excitement comes from.
You had a guy who got drafted in the top 5. You couldn't make a bowl game. So
You're referring to Anthony Richardson, I think, but the buzz was nowhere near the same as what it was when he coming in.
yeah, he was terrible at Florida.
Anthony, yeah, it wasn't. Look, I mean, the guy played one season. You know what I mean? I mean, if the guy plays two or three seasons, he comes back next or last year. I think he has much more success, more than Graham Mertz did. That part I don't know. What's
Mullen
that?
ruined him, and Mullen ruined him.
Mm.
That's one of the dumbest coaching decisions I've ever seen. Giving him his first start against the 2021 Georgia team. That's unforgivable. That ruined him.
So this is what we
Yeah,
talk
that
on
was
the show
bad.
a lot about starting guys too soon. I kind of get a lot of flack for it, and I'm glad that you mentioned that. Of like you're throwing a guy into the fire, it does something to them mentally. You throw off their entire flow. And look, you just kind of nailed it on the head. It's like throwing somebody like that into a game or to a team that is so talented. You got to go with some confidence, and you play a team like that Georgia Bulldog team. You think that you can't even play. You shouldn't even be playing football. Like, am I playing the wrong sport because of the level of difference that you're walking into? And it's like, no, it's just the team isn't ready, and they try to make you be Superman, and you're not ready to be Superman. You're close, but other things have to be working in your favor, and it's not. And I think that's the thing with DJ Lagway. I think he from a freshman standpoint, he looked fantastic. He looked like Arch Manning. The thing about Arch Manning last year was the number one rated recruit of all time. In my opinion, Arch Manning's not a 5-star quarterback. I think he's great. I think nothing against the kid, but there was a major difference in my opinion in just what DJ Lagway brings to the table. But look, I didn't see anybody saying that you were hating on DJ Lagway. I was going to ask you about him anyway, so I'm glad you brought him up.
I don't know anything about him. All I know about DJ Lagway is that he's a 5-star that signed with Florida. Beyond that, I know nothing about. I'm no recruiting guy. I say that all the time.
We talk
Especially
about that.
maybe I know a little bit about recruiting if it comes to sort of the like Arch Manning. Like any casual football fan could tell you about the recruitment of Arch Manning because it was just shoved down our throats for 2 years. Or maybe there's some is it Georgia got a commit from some quarterback today, Montgomery?
Yeah, Ryan.
Never
Montgomery.
heard of him. Got no clue. Got no idea who this. I just don't follow recruiting that way. So all I know about Lagway is what On3, 24/7, and whoever else says about him, which is that depending on where you look, he's the best, second best, or third best quarterback recruit in last year's class. That's all I know about him. I don't know if he's going to be good, bad, terrible. Got no idea. It's the same as any other 5-star or 3-star, really. Now his potential is obviously must be through the roof to get those high, to get the ratings that he got. But I don't know how he's going to do anywhere. I don't know that he'll ever play a game at Florida. I don't know that. I mean, how much does he like? Is he at Florida because of Billy Napier?
Yeah.
Because 100%. If he is,
100%.
Okay, well then he might not be there next year.
That's a big conversation. I kind of want to get into that too. What's your timeline on Billy? There's guys in the comment section that are saying the 26th. I think that's when we play Georgia, October 26th.
If I was the athletic director of Vanderbilt, I would not keep a coach who had a losing record 3 years in a row.
Okay, so if he's on a pace for a losing record this year, he's gone.
We didn't have our new player building. We didn't have. It wouldn't matter. That wouldn't matter.
Well, this is going to be his third year. So if there's a third, so losing record. I mean, again, I think 5-7, everybody's off the ship anyway. 7-5. Are you on board still with Billy Napier?
Well, I hope they keep him no matter what.
Okay, non-Georgia fan Lou.
No, if he wins 7 games, I don't think they'll fire him. Now, I don't think Florida wants to start over. I don't think that at all. I don't think the administration and what goes on behind the scenes. Obviously, they're way better than I do, but I don't think there's some like big contingent of boosters or behind the scenes people pushing for his ouster. So like I don't think people necessarily want to fire him and start over, but I think if
push comes to shove,
if you lose to Georgia and you're sitting at 3 or 4 wins at that point in the season and you look down the rest of the schedule, there ain't no more wins there probably. If you're at 3 wins when you get to the Georgia game or 4 or whatever, your schedule's backloaded. I mean, and look, Georgia couldn't win all those games. There's no way. There's not a team in the country that could go 6-0 with your last 6 games. There is not Ohio State, not Bama, not Georgia, so. He's going to get the benefit of the doubt. If y'all go 7-5 with that schedule, I don't think he'll get fired, and I don't. He probably shouldn't.
Yeah, for sure. And I agree. I agree with you on that. And it's a fun schedule. I'm excited, but it's going to be a brutal schedule. But again, from week in, week out, it's fun if it's going well. It won't be fun if we're skidding towards the back end of it. But it's going to be an interesting see how it plays out, how Billy manages it. Again, it's the hardest schedule I think in college football history, to say the least. So
I think you'll know after the Central Florida game.
Really, that's the third game. Do you think, or the fourth game? I think maybe the 5th game.
You'll already have played Miami, so like, if you lose both of those, how many more wins are on that schedule if you can't beat Miami?
And that's what you're saying. That's going into Georgia with 3 wins because you're looking at Samford, maybe like Kentucky, Tennessee, right? Those games are in there. So look, I think you could look at that front half though, and it could be 5-0. I saw someone post it today. It's not like those teams. It's Texas A&M's up there, Samford, Miami, UCF. And then I want to say it's Kentucky, I think, or before the Georgia game, maybe. All those teams were 6-win teams. They're not knocking anybody's socks off.
A&M's way more talented, but they got a brand new coach and a bunch of new starters because of the transfer situation there. Miami, their talent, you can't deny what they're doing. Their talent, they're more talented than you too. But Mario Cristobal doesn't know what he's doing on Saturdays. I mean, that's been proven over and over again. I don't think it's a guarantee Miami beats you just because I think they're a more talented team. And it's not like they're way more talented, but I think they're I would take their roster over Florida's.
On paper, you like what's on there, but you don't know if it's going to translate into the football
But
field.
I don't trust Cristobal enough to say, well, that's a guaranteed loss. Could Florida lose? Yeah, they could, but it could win that one too. Central Florida, you should win that one. You're more you're more talented in Central Florida. So to me, that game's probably even more important than the Miami game. Here's the thing: if you lose the Miami game, there's going to be so much pressure on that Central Florida game is going to be like a Super Bowl and a World Series combined in terms of the amount of pressure that's going to be on Billy Napier to win that game.
Yeah, because the Miami, his first 3 years, Utah, Miami, hell of a and the great Utah teams too. It wasn't like it's the Utah that we originally signed up for. So I do want to ask, because again, that you are obviously, this is more towards college football and with the new world of NIL. I love your perspective on things because everyone's always wanting to fire and move on. Do you feel that the changing coaches frequently, it's not like it used to be, or do you feel like it should be a kind of a churn and burn type of situation?
Well, I mean, that's a hard question to answer because it's not good to be hiring new coaches every 3 years. But what that means is that you keep screwing up. You keep making bad hires. I mean, it feels like Florida right now is where Tennessee was in 2016, 2017. That's what it feels like from the outside.
Okay.
Like they can't get it right. You know, Derek Dooley, Lane Kiffin was okay, but he was so young then. He really didn't know what he was doing, and then he left in the middle of the night. And then Butch Jones comes in, and then Jeremy Pruitt, and it's just like these people just didn't know what the hell they were doing. They had no business getting that job, and they kind of just got stuck in this never-ending cycle of changing coaches every 3 years, which of course is bad. You don't want to be doing that. You can't get any type of continuity with staff, which then affects your offense because a quarterback's learning a new playbook every other year, that kind of thing. But you also can't just keep a bad coach. So, I mean, if it's obvious that a change, here's how I always have looked at it. If it's obvious you're going to change coaches tomorrow, then you should change coaches today. What I mean? So what
are you waiting on?
Yeah. So with Billy Napier, he's been there 2 years. I watched him on Josh Pate's positivity parade yesterday, and I'm sure y'all ate that shit up, but like everybody else does, he thinks everybody's going 100-0. So you just can't. He's so full of it. His eyes are brown. I love Josh Pate. He's one of the smartest college football people I know when it comes to like NIL and the future of college football and all that kind of stuff. Listening to Josh Pate to try to figure out how good or bad some team player or coach is going to be is a waste of time because he's a panderer. That's all he is. Every team is great. But anyway,
hold on. I like what you said there, because that's a solid point again, and that's kind of how I am for Florida football, right? We're always going 100-0, and this is where I think people get confused. I was actually going to compliment you because again, what you just said, and Josh Pate made this comment too. You're on the outside looking in. So although things may be going in the right direction, because we talk about it constantly, we're in the weeds, right? All of it sounds great. On the outside looking in, it looks like shit. And sometimes, again, perception is reality. So all you're doing is, from a bird's eye view, what you're admitting, this is how it looks. And you're what you're looking like is being backed up at times. So it's not like you're just coming here just shitting on people. And that's what people have to disconnect of. Like, look, this is how it is. Like, yes, we pump and we talk and we say all these things, and myself gets labeled as a sunshine pumper because I'm trying to focus on what's positive, moving the needle in the right direction. Ultimately, we just want to win. We all want that. And if you're not winning games, that's what matters. And even Pate kind of said that, like, hey, maybe things are going the right direction from the outside looking in. Your special teams looks like shit, which we're going to get into in just a minute. But I was upset because me and Florida, we're going to talk about later on the show. We're at arms here, but Josh Pate gets a full blown jersey with Pate State. High Top can't even get a high five. You know what I mean? And we don't ask for much around here, Lou. All we do is show nothing but love,
Y'all need media passes and the whole deal. You should be on the sideline. I don't know what they're doing.
I've been denied by that, Lou. I'm not going to get into it, but unbelievable. Well, all we do is show nothing but love. You know what I mean? I mean, if there's a channel out there that's putting Florida on the map, we're up there with the best of them, But it is what we got Uncle Lou on. Uncle Lou.
What about? Do you know the people that do any kind of weather deal? What is it called? What's that saying?
In all kinds of weather. Yeah, we're familiar. You can go ahead and let it rip. It's Neil and Chris.
Boy, I ain't never seen a glass so full. Jesus Christ.
Wait, you think he's positive?
Yeah, isn't he?
No, he's extremely negative. He gets a lot of flack.
No.
You guys would get along. He's constantly roasting him.
Yeah, I get tagged in a lot of his stuff on Twitter and Facebook. But
I mean, there's
does
two
he
guys
have
running
press
it.
passes?
There's two
Yeah,
guys
well, if
running
he's
it.
got press passes, you should then.
We got no love here. I talked with one of the guys, right hand man, and he goes, "Yeah, you'll never get it." I don't know why.
Yeah.
And I see Josh Pate gets a full red carpet treatment. And it's like I've been showing nothing but love for like what 3 years
He's
now.
getting that from CBS. I mean, he ain't me and you. He
We're-
works for the man. That's the problem over there.
And I think that's why you and I will always have a place in this world because, like you said, these guys like Josh Pate, look, they get everybody watching, but they've got to keep it in the middle. You know what I mean? You're never going to get a true feeling.
I don't want to crap on Josh Pate. He started out like me.
Yeah,
he started out doing this in his mom's basement, quote, like we all do. Like, you get to comment, I'm sure, but look where he's at now.
Basement, but yeah, for sure.
Not knocking what he's done, but like that's not my goal. My goal isn't to get to a point where somebody's muzzling me. Like that's not my goal.
I don't think that's possible.
So no, it's not. I wouldn't last 1 week with a boss.
You and me both. You and me both. It's that's what makes it fun though. So I'm glad we get to do this and shoot it up. So
but here's what I do. Look, Florida's going to beat a team or two that, like, when you look at Florida's schedule right now and you go, well, that team's better, that team's better, that team's better, that team's better. Look at those last 6 games. Florida's going to beat somebody on that list. I think, Tennessee is a very good possibility. I'm not picking against Florida again when it comes to the tennis. I'm not doing it. Never. And y'all just, for whatever it is, y'all got the same mental voodoo over them now that you had on Georgia in the 90s. I mean, y'all were better than Georgia almost every year in the 90s, but there was a couple of times in the 90s and early 2000s where Georgia legitimately had the better team. And I knew when the game kicked off, we weren't winning because we just couldn't beat Florida. And that Tennessee's stuck in that rut right now. After what I saw last year,
Kentucky's clawing out of it, which scares me.
Yeah, Kentucky has way more success against you over the last 5-6 years than Tennessee does. I mean, and what's weird is Tennessee is finally at a point where they're like a consistently not great, but they're a good program right now. You can bank on them to get 8-9 wins a year, maybe more. And they still can't get out of their own way when it comes to that Florida game. I mean, that was so y'all might beat Tennessee, and then you look on the back end, LSU. Who knows what they're going to be defensively? And you got Nussmeier at quarterback, and you already mentioned Texas A&M, and who knows what really is going to go on there. Y'all are going to get a couple of wins that you're not supposed to. That Miami and Central Florida game, are you 2-0 there? Are you 1-1?
It'd be 3. That's the third game, I think.
Well, I know. I'm talking about just those 2 games. So you're going to win the other one. We're not
Sanford. Sanford. We went blow for blow last time. It was like 63-59. So let's not just roll over on the Bulldogs just yet.
No, you'll get them. But those 2 though, like if you're 2-0, then okay, Napier's got a chance to get bowl eligibility, 6-7 wins, maybe even 8 if things go the right way, and he keeps his job. If you lose both of those games, I see a 0% chance that Billy Napier is the head coach of Florida on December 1st, because you won't wait to the end of the season. I mean, you're shooting yourself.
You're thinking if we're going into that Georgia game with a losing record, it's over. That's a wrap.
Well, I don't know. If you beat Georgia, then no. You could be 0 and whatever, and if you beat Georgia, they're going to build a statue down there for Napier. But
I love it. We'll see. Come on now. We were behaving. We were doing good. How did before we let you go, Lou? I got Josh Prey coming on. So I don't know who Josh Prey is. He's a big Gator fan. He's a comedian. His voice is hilarious. He's gonna override everything that you just said, which is it's a perfect combination, the perfect dose of back and forth, which I love. How did you bode at the casino this past weekend? I always like to know how you do.
Boy, I'm not gonna lie. I went 3-4 weeks in a row, which is never a good idea. Never a good idea.
What? So the first week, what happened? You run on a high, and you're like, I can't lose. Is that what happened?
Right. You go and you win, and you're like, damn, I need to go back and keep it going. So you go back. Anyway, I was doing pretty good, but this last trip I took last week, 3-4 days, whatever, was the second worst gambling trip of my life financially. It was bad.
And what sucks too, because you had those 2 weeks right beforehand, and then you get to this point where like it's a dark hole where you're like, all right, now I'm so bad that I just need to get a little bit to get back to like negative even. We're doing boy math here, and it can get ugly really, really, really quick. And then
the mind of a gambler is a weird place. Like it's funny what you can like convince yourself. Like, well, if I just one more round of blackjack will probably, and then now you're
I'm in the grocery store sweating great value milk versus regular milk, right? We're talking like $1.20 a gallon here. I'm in the blackjack room throwing 25 a hand, not even blinking. You know what I mean? Like it's different when it's in the chip form. It falls a
yeah.
little hard.
I get
It's lighter. It's not coming out as heavy, so it can get ugly pretty quickly. I can imagine what we
I'm
would do
going back to
together. We
Vegas.
wouldn't be good influences.
Well, yeah, I'm going back to Vegas the end of May, so I'm going to take a hiatus until then, take 6 weeks off or whatever, and headed back
Holy
out to Vegas
shit, Lou.
in May. Yeah.
But you get treated like royalty. I saw your Flamingo suite last time. They gave you a 4-bedroom house when you went to
They
the
hooked me
Flamingo.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
they hooked me up there.
Which
yeah.
lets me
But
know
I,
that
it was my first trip to Vegas, and I let them know that too when I got there. And plus, that's a Caesars property, and I spend a lot of time at that Caesars in North Carolina. So
Oh, you got the love. Okay.
I have my own checkout line when I go to a Caesars property. I don't have to wait in line with you little people. I go in the special room and get checked in and all that when I go to Caesars. So I was like, I made sure they knew it was my first time in Vegas, and they were like, "Oh, we got something for you." So yeah, they hooked me up.
I gotta go with you. We need to go to the Hard Rock in Tampa. It's a little bit. It's cheaper. Just living wise in general. It's $60 for a McFlurry in Vegas, which is absolutely insane. That's my gambling budget. But my buddy and I, we took me for my birthday. It was my 30th. We went to Flamingo. We rode. I don't know how long I was there. The drinks were flowing. I was glued to the craps table, and I got lost in the sauce. The time is not a thing in Vegas. You walk in. It's Thursday at 2:00. You leave. It's Sunday 1 p.m. You're like, there wasn't sun when I got here. What's going? You know what I mean? So it's a good time.
I've been there.
I love it. Uncle Lou, dude, you're the man. I do appreciate you hopping on here, talking a little ball with us. We'll get you on here. I mean, you're going to take a hiatus in May, so maybe we get you back on here before the season starts. Because I know you're not going to give your prediction just yet.
I like it over. Anytime you invite me on, as long as we can work it out on the day or whatever, I'll never say no. I love coming on here. I like you. You've always treated me right. You've always been fair with me, and I have a good time over here. And you mentioned meeting the guy who told you he met me from my channel. I mean, I tell people about you all the time. I mean, I can't force people to come over here and subscribe, but every time I'm coming, I've spent the last 2 weeks saying, yeah, I'm going on High Top Sports. I'm not sure which Wednesday it'll be. It's coming up. And then as soon as we knew it was today, I made sure everybody, I even mentioned it in the video I uploaded earlier today. So hopefully some people made their way over here and they'll stick around for you.
Well, I do appreciate that, man. This relationship has been fun to watch unfold, and it's been a pleasure getting to know you. And again, I always appreciate you coming on. You're great people. So thank you. Yeah, we'll definitely have to have. I mean, it's best day of the week. You're always available on the best day of the week. I gotta assume.
That's right. Wednesday's the best day for me. Come on, yes. I don't have anything. I don't do any shows on Wednesdays. So anytime, man, I'm serious. You just let me know. We'll work it out.
Perfect. Because I want to we got to talk about that Miami game. I know I tweeted you about it, or I think I asked you about it. I think maybe on your show, and you're like, I'm not giving out predictions. It's a little too early. So we'll let the spring
May, June. If we do a show in June, I'll have a prediction for you then.
Okay, we'll do that then. We'll let the portal close up, get more practices, all that good jazz, and then we'll run it back.
Sounds good.
Uncle Lou, you the man, baby. Be good. Go check out go check out Crazy Uncle Lou, boys. Let's go. All right, let's bring on Dave here. I got to send my man Josh Prey the link. He was tweeting at me. I was sorry. I was in the middle of Uncle Lou, who we love dearly. Shooting this over to Josh Prey now. Again, Uncle Lou's the absolute man. You know where to find him. It's Uncle Lou on YouTube. The guy is a YouTube legend. I muted you, Dave, because it was like echoing when you were away.
Echo.
Yeah, I could hear myself like playing back in your mic before he even hopped on. So I was like, I gotta keep it rolling.
Oh, my bad. I must have kept it on. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Go
ahead.
What's up?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, man. I mean, if he lost all that money over the weekend, all he's got to do is put a full bet on Florida when they play Georgia. He'll win his money back.
That's a good point. It's a slippery slope. While we wait on Mr. Josh Prey, just sent that link over to him. She'll give him a minute. Let's talk about a few things that have happened over the last 24, 48 hours. It's been a busy week. The portal opened up yesterday. Not much craziness has happened for Florida yet, which is, I think, a good sign. We need some people to leave. We've talked about this. But let's talk about Manny Nunnery. Linebacker has entered into the portal. Now, there were some people freaking out on Twitter. Not really. If everyone was watching the show, they should have expected somebody would be leaving. A lot of people liked what Nunnery did during the spring game. He had an interception on DJ Lagway, which tells you he was playing second defense. That's not a shot. That just letting you know where he was. this linebacker room, I've been saying all off seasons, there's a lot of depth in there. The quality we're unaware of, but the quantity is there. He entered, remind you guys, entered in the portal in January. Guess nobody was home, then came back. Okay. Now he's obviously entering into the portal again. A couple of things happened. Did you see his Instagram post? I don't know how true that was. It wasn't there when I went and checked, but somebody screenshotted it. Kind of showed, I think, expressed some frustrations about the coaching and the play calling, etc. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, this wasn't a surprise factor, in my opinion. Pup Howard played on the starting defense, was a sophomore, was a transfer as well, balled out. Nunnery was MIA, in my opinion, last year. Didn't have much impact on the team and was playing second team on Saturday with the likes of Miles Graham and Aaron Childs not even on campus, one being injured, and Shamar James and Derek Wingo not playing. So your entire linebacker room, don't forget RJ Milton transferred from safety to senior, who was playing on that first team as well, is also there. So this room was thick. And we've also been saying on the show that we have to make room if we want to go out and get maybe another offensive lineman, if we want to go out and get maybe another wide receiver. We're going to talk about some wide receivers. We brought on a walk-in, which we're going to talk about. Also, too, we've sent an offer, or we have reached out to a previous 4 or 5-star, I think, the number one offensive lineman who's transferring out of USC. So all these things are all good things, but we have to make room for those guys. Dave?
Yeah, we also don't have to move like Sloss in the portal like we did 2 years before. But yeah, situation with Manny Nunnery and it just kind of the screen stuck.
Yeah, we're glitching hard.
There we go. You lag out?
Yeah, we're good now. I don't know what happened.
Glitching hard? Okay, I'll repeat what I said. Yeah, so this whole thing with the portal and all that, and you know, with Nunnery, you know, obviously going to Instagram and saying some nasty stuff I can't repeat here on the air. I mean, you look at the situation, and as you said, the depth that you have at that position, and what you saw from him last year wasn't really impressive to put on tape. Of course, you know, he had those plays in the spring game, and we've been hearing about how well he did it in the spring portal period, but at the same time, or in the spring practices, not portal period, spring practices. And you hear all that, and then you put this together and you're just like, well, maybe he had a talk with the staff and said, hey, look, there's a lot of depth on this team. We're not sure we're going to use you as a starter. We might, or maybe there was just like something in question that he didn't like, and he got kind of upset because he did so well, and he took to Instagram to express his feelings. Either way, like, how many kids have left Florida and then just kind of trashed them anyway? Like, I mean, it's social media. I'm pretty sure this has happened at other schools where the kids have left and probably trashed them, and we just don't see it because we don't look at other teams.
Yeah, we don't care. Yeah.
But like, we're in the day and age of social media now, so everybody can easily pick up a phone and speak their mind. Back in the day when you had Muschamp, you really couldn't do that. You had social media, but it wasn't like social media like it is now. And then obviously you had Mullen. There was social media. You start seeing like these players posting videos of like dried up bacon and all this other kind of stuff. And they were complaining when Mullen was here. It's so easy to express your feelings on social media. It takes 1 second to pick up a phone. Back before, because I remember saying, well, we had all these problems with Urban and nobody said anything. Well, the social media wasn't like it was now. And you couldn't even transfer. We got the instant transfer portal. Now that they changed the rules to where anybody can just instantly transfer anytime, unless you're in the SEC, you got to wait a year. I mean, if somebody gets upset, they get their panties in a wad, they're just going to go somewhere else. And then, like, you've seen these kids, they transfer 3 to 4 to 5 different schools. It's going to be even worse now. You're going to see kids transferring like to 10 schools. For
sure. Now, look, let's kind of transition to a little bit. We've got some inside sources here. I can't reveal any names. And again, take everything with a grain of salt here. This is kind of through conversation, what's being heard. There's some things that we hear that's pretty lock solid, and I'm not saying this isn't lock solid, but I don't want to put a lot of weight into it because look, this time right now, this portal season stuff, there's kids gonna be feeling a certain way. So we have some sources, some close to some coaches from high schools, whatnot, that are hearing there's a particular wide receiver that we have not been speaking of that could be leaving, could be frustrated. From the sounds of it, like how the verbiage went, from what I was reading, it said like the coach is pressing, kind of trying me a little bit. The name is Marcus Burke that's being thrown around. Again, we've heard Andy Jean be thrown around. There hasn't been much noise there either. Marcus Burke now is being thrown around. Now, before we panic, because we know Marcus Burke had a great breakout spring game, this wide receiver room we've been talking about, there was going to be somebody to leave. When I read that comment of like coach kind of pressed me, I have to believe, and there's a Colorado State wide receiver who we're going to get into in just a moment that has put us as we reached out to him, that there could be like, hey, we're looking elsewhere, and if we do, that's probably going to push Marcus down the list if I had to guess, because we got to think about it, right? Khalil, Eugene, and then Shamir DK, Mazzell had a great game as well. So Burke's fighting for 4-5, and if they bring somebody in, that's frustrating. And so this is what's happening. These guys are leaving, and everyone's getting frustrated. But it's like, look, like it's a business on both sides. There probably is a conversation of like, you have a spot, but if I get this person to come in, you will be behind him. And it's like, I've been busting my ass. You have been, but this is where we're headed. So that's kind of what I picked up for it. How much of that is going to last? Again, we don't know. It could just be a conversation and nothing ever comes of it. I'm just letting you guys know that's what we're hearing, and that's where we're at. But he's here, ladies and gentlemen. The man, the myth, the legend.
Don't ever introduce me like that ever again in your life. Ever. Don't ever do that to me again. The man, the myth, the legend. The fattest dude on the planet, Josh Prey. Listen.
Oh,
I'm
I was
super
about to say,
excited to be back on.
No, does that say? Does your hat say "fuck off"?
Respectfully, I'm sorry. Do I need to turn it around? My bad. I apologize.
Is that a supplement? Is that a subliminal to us? Like,
absolutely not. This burgundy just makes me look way thinner. But I'm pretty sure y'all got the technology to blur this out. But I'm happy to be back, man. I'm upset that it took y'all a year to get me back on. But I'm happy and I'm hyped as hell.
To be fair, I hit you up to call in during our call-in show. We got to make during the season. That's got to be a normality where you call in after the game.
I missed it. Listen, you got my personal number. All you got to do is text me, and I'll make it happen. As long as I'm not in the plane, I'm there.
You're right. That's
my as long as the paparazzi's not following him around, he'll be good.
Listen, hey, certain times during the year, I be popping. I know I be popping. Some people like my comedy, so I be moving around.
You have your ebbs and flows. I love it. So you had your prediction what Florida was going to do for the next 2 years pre-spring game, right? I think it was.
Listen.
It was a very accurate prediction. Can you explain that to the audience that didn't see your prediction? And then I want to give you your updated prediction after the spring game.
All right, so I want to be very clear. As a fan, I don't know one fan that spends their money, buys merchandise, and doesn't think their team is going to go undefeated for the next 10 years in a row. I just do. And I'm a Gator fan, and it stops at fan. I'm not this person that attacks players and coaches. I am a fan. And I'm the most delusional fan. I'm going to be delusional. I will bet my next child that we going to win the national championship. And I'm going to be like this every single year because it's orange and blue through and through. And that's the only thing I can understand. Like, if a team's better than us, I want to take their best player and make them worse than our worst players. Some way or somehow, we're beating every team in every single position because we got the cream of the crop. And if you don't think like that, get off the boat.
I love it.
I'm just saying.
No, look, Josh, you and I, we on the same plane. This is the stuff that I have to kind of tone it down a little bit, right? And say it in a certain.
You don't have to though. You're not you know what? You're more of a journalist, and you gotta be more logical.
Whoa, no, that's Dave. That's Dave. I try to keep it.
Dave's the journalist.
Yeah, that's the guy that look. I'm like you, Josh. I keep it. I'm wild and buck nasty, but I always try to play devil's advocate. But right now,
There is no devil's advocate. We the devil. Well, we ain't the devil, but you get what I'm saying. We the people that make the rules. And then after I saw the spring game, my expectations are higher than Willie Nelson smoking. Listen, we have a running back room deeper than any Kardashian sister. We have 36 running backs, and all of them can play. All of them. Johnson look good. Oh my gosh.
Clip it.
Oh my gosh. We got to give 13 carries. He looks phenomenal.
It's ball. I think that's
if you
Ball.
gonna look at it, No, if you look at Wilson and you do not see Percy Harvin, something is extremely wrong with you. We got a quarterback that knows the system. The offense is going to look fantastic. I think the offense is going to look faster, if anything. Lagway gets to come in and do his Tim Tebow in 2016. I think he's gonna have a package. Defensively, I like our D line. Our D-backs look a little shaky, but I think that's where a great coach comes in at, and he cleans those things up. I don't see nobody outright beating the Gators. I think the talent is there, the system is there, and I'm just so sold on Wilson. And did y'all see my Zell? Did y'all see this man? Oh my gosh.
Josh, did you happen to see the first half of this show?
No,
Perfect.
I didn't. I was eating uncooked chicken.
He
What happened?
was
What happened in the first half of the show?
I have
He's-
Uncle Lou. Do you know who Uncle Lou is? He's a Georgia guy.
I don't know. What did he say?
The complete opposite. So this is perfect.
Hell no.
That's why I love it.
And we are discounting the fact that Gene is still injured. He hasn't suited up. I am telling you, we have every dog.
Hey, real
we
quick
like
though.
the first Avengers movie.
Is DJ Lagway good?
DJ Lagway is the best true freshman in college football. He's second to no. DJ Lagway is top 2 players, true freshmen in college football, and he not number 2. Hell, y'all mean is he good? He great. You see the arm strength. You see the confidence. I like the fact that he trusts his arm over logic. Sometimes you gotta be man.
I love that. That is so true. There's sometimes these guys get caught up in the fact of like that's not going to work. Sometimes I just need your talent, right? We call it athletic arrogance, is what that is.
That's it. See, that's what we missing as Gator fans.
You can take.
We
that.
are missing the athletic arrogance.
You
That's what we're missing.
The fans have plenty of it. The fans, we have an infinite amount of athletic arrogance. I don't know if maybe we call it athletic. Maybe we'll call it fan arrogance. Maybe that's the better word for it.
Very. I can't listen. I look at other teams' spring games. I looked at Miami. I saw Tennessee. I saw Alabama. All that shit look weak to me, man. They ain't the Gators.
Josh, I got a special guest here for you. He played on one of the Florida national championship teams, and he's a massive fan of yours. And he asked if he could come. He asked if he could come say, "Hey, is that all right?"
Of course, I'm a fan.
I gotta boot you, Dave. One sec. Mr. Stephen
Josh.
Harris.
Hey, what up, Harry? What's
What's going on, brother?
Listen, huge fan. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. I know I seem crazy. I know I seem delusional, but I can't help it. I can't.
Look, I told bro, I said, man, you got to let me pop on. All I wanted to tell you, man, is I appreciate you, bro. As a comedian, I appreciate all your jokes, man. I love the work you do. And I appreciate you even more as a Gator fan, bro. I didn't think that I would meet somebody that's crazier than me about my Gators. And bro, you take the cake. And I just wanted to salute you, bro, and tell you, man, keep up the great work, bro. And I appreciate
you. Appreciate you. Thank you for wearing that orange and blue. Thank you for coming through. I'm going to be a Gator forever. I appreciate you. That's love, homie.
Yes, sir, bro. Go Gators, man. That's all I want to do is just come give you flowers, bro.
Go Gators. You go Gators. Bitch, we going to win 5 in a row.
Let's go, baby.
I love it.
I love y'all, man. Great show, bro. Keep up the great work.
Thanks, boss. I'll see you, man.
Yes, sir.
And I need y'all to understand that my passion, I have Tennessee Volunteer fans accepting me in all of my Gatorhood. So I've sold out 4 or 5 shows in Tennessee, and they all know I'm a Gator. And they say, you know what, we appreciate your commitment to your fan base. And my fan base looks at me like I'm crazy. So everything I do it in the name of the Florida Gators. And I just think this will be a year. We're going to shock those people, but we ain't going to shock ourselves. And I think as fans, we just got to be positive. You got to put positivity into the air. You have to.
Look, Josh, I'm a firm believer. This is how I say we're undefeated till we're not. That's what I preach constantly. And the thing, what I love about college football, and this is like, you're coming from that place of just excitement, and because it's not unwarranted either. It's fanatical, but it's not crazy because my entire life what I've learned with college football is the reason you play the game is because anything can
Yep.
happen. Any given Saturday. And
Anything.
I truly believe, I don't care what our record is walking into every single game. I truly and firmly from the bottom, this isn't me just being crazy. Like that's not me being nuts. Truly and firmly believe any given Saturday, these college kids, 10 of them might have got a fine honey the night before, and they are just on cloud 9 and just knock somebody's mouth loose. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, shit just gets figured out, and then you get rolling.
When we went down there and we scored that first touchdown against Georgia last year,
We're
when
undefeated.
Wilson scored,
We weren't going to lose.
I almost lost my listen. I would have punched my mama if my mama was next to me when Wilson scored that first touchdown.
We were going to lose.
I knew we was gonna beat them, and we end up getting our ass beat to sleep. But
And for a second there,
unless you Dave, and unless you looked at the analytics and you knew what was gonna happen, Dave.
You know what? I left the house and went and bought concrete mixer because I was building Eugene's statue. Like that's how committed I was after that time. I didn't finish watching the game. You know what I'm saying? I was already moving on. Josh, I do want you to show some love, man. Tell people, do you got any shows coming up that people can book up?
This is really important to me. To anybody in Gator Nation that's watching now, I am a real traditional stand-up comedian when I am live. I do more than just yell and curse about the Gators. I have a real big show coming up at High Dive, May 30th in Gainesville, Florida.
Oh,
It would be amazing if we could sell that out. The reason selling tickets to Gator Nation is important to me is because Tennessee Volunteer fans have sold my shows out in Pigeon Forge, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, and Nashville. And the way they support me, I kind of feel bad because I'm like, I hope my home team supports me. So I will be in Gainesville May 30th at High Dive. I want to sell that out to the point where we got to add another show. Let's make that happen. I'm in Maryland May 2nd, but that's out of state, so I ain't talking about it in travel. But I'm in Maryland May 2nd. Then I got another couple shows coming up over the next 2 months. Follow me, support me, be positive, be kind, spread love, no hate, continue your Gator arrogance, and left on the right, do it right, or we gonna fight.
So real quick, Josh, what are the chances I sling down there and come hang out with you at the comedy place and we promote the hell out of it the next 30 days?
Hey, listen, it's love. If you pull up on me, I got you. I'll take care of you. It's all love. I was trying to get a show away for free, and then my manager said a bunch of curse words to me, and I couldn't give it away for free. But if you come through, I got you. I'll take care of you. You and a guest, I got you. It'll all be love. I'm gonna be in Gainesville a day before to visit the college. See people, take pictures. I just want to have a great time and be all positive.
Well, send me a flyer or anything, and I'm gonna start pumping it out there. And I'm gonna talk to the wife, and I want to come see you because I've been wanting to come see you anyways. And this is the perfect.
I appreciate you.
Perfect place to come see.
And if you see me live, I'm totally different from how I am on social media. I cut up a lot. It's traditional jokes. I promise y'all to have a great time. But the first 10 minutes will be solely directed and dedicated to the Florida Gators and all our enemies.
So you're not as even keel as you are right here. You're much more crazy, is what you're saying.
Oh, this is tone on stage.
Hey, did you happen to see last time we were on the show? We got into it because I was debating what picture to use for you. Did you see what picture I used for you this time?
What picture did you use for me this time?
People are gonna think I catfished him. I mean, it was your Plenty of Fish biopic. I mean, you look phenomenal.
Listen. When you said my Plenty of Fish, I had to go like double check my phone. Like, damn, do I still got a POV, a POF? Do I got a Plenty of Fish biopic? I hope the hell not.
Do you not see the here? Look, I got you posing
caught some
this
things
time.
In the parking lot.
Last time I was worried about this picture because I didn't know you like that, but now I know. We're not holding back anything. Look, hold on.
Don't embarrass that poor man like that. Come on, man.
First of all,
I
was so fine. I almost looked like my daddy Dominican. My skin was caramel mocha chocolate. I was probably 240 pounds. Damn, I was skinny. I looked like I was sick. I looked like I was on the corner in New Jack City or something in that picture. Please delete that. Don't show nobody else that picture. Who went
Who's on
green
that?
like that picture? I gotta talk to my manager.
I love it.
Hey Dave, shouts out to you. Shouts out to you in the Tom Cruise Aviators. I see you. The only person I
Hey,
know with a full goatee.
hey, we got we got to get a ticket for my wife, man. You did that birthday video for her, remember?
Hey, listen, I got your listen. Y'all got free tickets. I'll take care of y'all. I promise. It's all
I'll
love. It's
pay.
always
No,
gonna
I
be
want to pay
love.
for your ticket. I want to support you, Josh. I just want to be able to come
Long
introduce
as
you on
you
stage as the man, the myth, the legend. That's my only request.
listen, as long as you trim down that Goldberg goatee you got on, Dave, you can come in. Look like you forgot to wipe the ravioli. You know, I don't know why I do this to you, Dave, every time. I got you, bro. It's all
Is this
love. Thank y'all for having me on. Florida Gators 2024-25 national champions. And if you disagree, get the hell off the boat.
Fuck off respectively. See you,
That's
Josh.
it. Yeah. Y'all
Love
have
you,
a great
Mama.
night.
Appreciate you, man. Thank
Straight.
For sure.
Ow. Hey, look,
Incredible.
I still have the sexiest hairline in the state of Georgia, so hey, I'm good.
That's true. Shout out to Haley Griffiths. Go Gators. Yes, ma'am. Go Gators. Biggest
Maybe
fan right
one
there,
from
boys
my
and girls.
man. I put on my glasses again, man. I was amped up. I was fired up, man.
All right, boys. Let's get back to football. Anyways, shout out
All
to
right.
Uncle Lou and Josh Bray. Hell of a show. I mean, absolute show. We got
Gotta
430 strong. I mean, come on, baby. I'm probably yelling for being too loud, but let's smash the like button and subscribe. Miami just went down 1 to the Sixers here with 1:40. Hopefully they can buckle it up and lock and load here. So we were just talking about Manny Nunnery leaving. Now let's get into some targets for the transfer portal. I believe more guys will be entering into the portal. They have to if we want to be aggressive in the portal. Justin Ross was that wide receiver. See his stats there, 64.7 on the PFF, 45 catches, 724, 3 tutties. Their quarterback did pretty well, hence why we got their second string Clay Millen, because the guy that came in for him kind of balled out last year a little bit. When I was looking up the Colorado State wide receivers, their number one guy ranked top 18 in the country, Tony Norton, I believe. That boy balled out. If he wants to enter into the portal, we'll give him a ring immediately.
Yeah, that guy caught for like 1,000 yards 2 years in a row. I think it was like 1,100 yards.
Yeah, that poor Colorado State losing both their 1 and 2, but hey, it's a dog eat dog world. So that was somebody that he's visiting, I believe, coming up, right? Like in a couple of days here.
I believe so. I mean, there's been so much transfer portal talk going on, and so many guys going. It's hard to keep up with it right now.
Yeah, so that was number one, and then number two, this was an interesting one. We had Caleb Rillos, tight end from Air Force. He visited back in the December transfer portal. We were hoping we would land him. That never came through. Now he's going to be a walk-on. The stats do not pop off the paper, but he's absolutely huge. I think he's like a 3 or 4 year guy. So excited to have him add on. I mean, look, the walk-on program, we saw what Taylor Spirito did in the spring game. The walk-on program is something that they've been working on hard and heavy. So I don't hate it. It's not a splash, but it's a body.
Yeah, you have to look at people like Khalil Jackson, who was a walk-on and earned a scholarship. Now he's one of the starters right now as a wide receiver. So I mean, like bring somebody like that in, especially at the size that he is. I mean, he has a chance to make himself on the roster just like anybody else that's a walk-on. So he really loves Florida because I'm sure he could have kept a scholarship or went somewhere else and got a scholarship. He wants to come to Florida. So, I mean, It's a good thing that there's people out there that want to come here and be a walk-on instead. So
love it. So that's a good addition. Again, I can't remember, is Isaiah Zandela, I believe, was the offensive lineman from USC. He had us in his top 6, I believe. I'm probably butchering his name right now, but that was something that I was. Go ahead.
You're talking about Jason Zandabella?
There it is. So that was a big one too. Again, a lot of people on that list, but at least we were in there. So we obviously know we could use some offensive linemen. Shout out Josh Pollier says Connor Griffiths is cute. Not a bad looking dude. Not a bad looking dude. So that is on Caleb Rillos there. So that's good stuff. And then again, we talked about Manny Nunnery right before Josh Prey hopped on. There wasn't much panic. I think I was probably reading too much into it, but some of the fans kind of lost a little bit on this one. But good, with all the noise that has been happening, Georgia lost a few players. Again, they're probably not scratching an eye about it. I think they lost a couple. They lost wide receiver, running back, and Andrew Paul, I believe was his name. I
And
know
then they
Colorado lost a lot of people.
It was Tyler Williams and that running back you just named.
Miami lost a few quarterbacks, some running backs. Cormani McClain has entered it back into the portal. I saw a few Gator pages kind of tweeting that. That's a no bueno on that one. That one is all hands off on that. That's I compared him to like the Tebow of the NFL. Like anywhere that kid goes, man, it's like it's unfortunate for him and the college that gets him because he's just such a toxic, not a toxic, I don't want to say that, but like a hot commodity. He's just he draws in a lot of conversation, and it's unfortunate for all parties involved.
Yeah, I was about to say him and his mom are swell people, man. Just great
Okay,
people.
we're not doing that. All right, let's talk about this. Billy, I forgot, Lee, dude. Things are going well. We're moving in the right direction, right? All is good on the forefront. Good spring game. We don't know who called the playbook. We're thinking Russ Callaway may have had an opportunity to go in. We're feeling pretty good. Gator fans are toned down a little bit. The Gator haters are dialed away. Josh Pate slings him a question, and Billy goes, F it. Let me just go ahead and light Twitter on fire for the next 48 hours. And comes out and says, yeah, I'm calling the plays. You couldn't just say what you've been saying all year? It's going to be a combination of guys. Just keep it the same message, Billy, okay? No need for you to ruin the day for the rest of us. Because we're over here fighting for our life, Billy. And then you want to say some shit like that just to rile everybody up. And also, too, yeah, like I mentioned, I got a bone to pick with Florida, okay? You bring on Mr. Clean and Josh Pate, hand him a jersey. Meanwhile, I'm over here dick in hand, can't even get a high five from the squad. You know what I mean? I'm not mad. Just disappointed. Not quite sure what all the hype's about with Josh Pate. Does a great job. I get it. But we're over here blood, sweat, and tears Monday through Sunday. You know what I mean? 24 hours a day, giving you the best biz in the business, best day of the week, fully dedicated. 20,000 strong, Dave. 20,000 strong. Not even a nod. Not even a appreciate you. Not immediate. It's whatever. It is what it is. We support the orange and blue, not the nonsense that goes behind it. And look, thankfully, we do what we do here because we get to be ourselves. So it is what it is. It's just name of the game, I guess. Name of the game.
Yeah, see, you see somebody like as analytical as me is professional. Now I get to be myself. I can just report the news just like, how I want to, how I've always wanted to.
For sure. So look, that fired him up when he said that. The thing, look, that to me didn't really bother me that much. I know there's some fans that really hanging on to that. What really irritated me, and you actually shared the clip, if you can find the verbiage to make sure that we get this properly, this is what fired me up. And look, you guys know how I sit with Billy. This was the first time that I was like this. That was, in my opinion, just I don't want to say ignorant, an ignorant statement when asked about special teams, because Josh Pate hit him from the outside looking in. He goes, "Yo, from the outside looking in, the special teams looks like shit, right?" And Billy hits him with this answer. Well, if you look at the analytics, we rated one of the highest, and then gave me some like syllables that I didn't even know what he was talking about, and then. But again, on the eye test, too many guys on the field, 2 number 3s, jumping over the center. Like, those are what we see, Billy. I don't give a shit what your analytics say. Because on paper, we were 5-7. So if you want to talk about analytics, let's talk about analytics. You want to talk about on paper? 5-7, the worst offensive line in the country. Like, we can go through it. Like, it was just, to me, it was a bad block. The easiest response on that is like, we have struggled on special teams. It has been an issue. Like, just own it. This was your opportunity to go, it's been atrocious. It has not been where we want it to be. And you mentioned before the show, we bring in a new guy. How do you not put enough guy? Then you want to put blamery on being a freshman. I was a little frustrated.
Yeah. Well, I'll go back to your OCU comments real quick. Is he's talking about calling the plays and naming Russ Callaway the co-offensive coordinator. Why did you do all that if you're just going to call plays? Like, what's Russ Callaway going to do now? Just sit there, just hold the clipboard for you? And then you talk about the special teams, and he's talking about like, oh, well, when we went by the statistics, the EPA was top 25 in the nation, and the EPA has nothing to do with when you bring 10 guys on the field or the same jerseys or, of course, I guess missing field goals and such would count as that. But like that has nothing to do with anything situational. And that's the biggest thing that's been bugging special teams right now. And you still did it in the spring game. You brought in a guy to help with special teams, and it still is happening right now. Joe Houston just came in, and now you've still got 10 guys out on the field. The same freaking mistakes are happening. And you're sitting there saying, "Oh, well, special teams is good. I think we're great." And he better not be saying that in the locker room. Behind the scenes, he better be the total opposite.
Good point.
Of what he's like we don't know what he's saying behind the scenes. It better be the total opposite. Because if
look,
it's not,
I understand that leadership standpoint where you've got to stand on ground and kind of defend and protect your guys, but take ownership then. That's how you protect your guys. But don't try to put it as like, oh, well, on paper, Billy, no. Somebody should have said, hey, you're going to be probably asked this question. What is your response to this? And if he told the guy I'm going to give him an EPA number, if I'm his guy, his yes man, I'm like, yeah, that's a dumbass answer, Billy. Okay, I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. Like, that's a horrible, atrocious answer. Do you want to burn down Twitter today, or like, how you feeling? Like, what's your mood today? Look, we know how I feel about Billy. I love it, but that irritated me. Like, that was a horrible answer. Like, that's for me when I go to work and I'm a manager and I have to report to my boss and he asks me a question. Like, I've given dumbass answers like that. It's like, yeah, I know we suck here, but take a look over here. Like that doesn't matter. Like, you're bullshitting me. Sometimes it's best just to say, yeah, I sucked, I messed up, and let's move on. And it's like, okay, cool. Gator fans would be much more appreciative. Like, just hit us with the juice. I don't need a political response on this one. I don't need, hypothetically, I don't need another hands motions, Billy. All it was like, it's been bad. It's going to be focused on. We saw what happened on Saturday. That is unacceptable. To blame it on a freshman. Freshmen have been running off and off the field their entire career. Like, come on, man. You got grown-ass men on the sideline. Like, that was the first time that I really lost my shit. I'm going to be honest with you. Lost my shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like saying that a freshman can't throw a football. Like, they've been doing it their whole life. And like you look at it, and the special teams comment, and like if I was Josh Pate, I would have been like, EPA has nothing to do with like what I'm talking about, right? Or I would have said something like that. And
what is EPA, journalistic Dave? I don't even.
It's I can't remember what it stands for, but it's efficient. It's a certain efficiency rating. I just don't know what EPA, the exact definition of EPA, but it's basically no. It's just efficiency rating on like if you make your kicks, all sorts of other things. I don't know how it goes with like special teams, but they do EPA for like each position. So it's like how the quarterback, like
kind of like a QBR
rating.
for I guess for like the special teams in a way.
Yeah, a little bit. I actually have the clip. Do you want me to play the minute 47 real quick, or you want to?
Yeah, go ahead, Dave. Piss me off even more.
Remember when we went out to the Utah game? You guys opened at Utah last year, and wasn't the greatest day on special teams. Mm-hmm. And it was somewhat of an issue last year. Spring game, you had some mishaps. Mm-hmm. So I look from the outside. I have no clue why those things are happening. I just know that can't happen to play winning football in the fall. Right. So walk me through how you see special teams right here, right now, and what do you think needs to be done to ratchet that entire operation up?
Yeah, so I think there's a little bit of perception and reality there, right? There's no question we had some organizational issues on special teams. And we had a couple young players, true freshmen, that made some critical mistakes. We got 2 jersey threes on the field. We have a punt block versus Georgia. We jump over the shield versus Kentucky. We got a handful of plays where we got 10 on the field. But reality is the stats would say that we were pretty good on special teams. I think we were top 25 in the country in EPA, and a couple of our units are top 10 in the country. So for me, one of the
we're not
real quick. I mean, this is kind of weird. Like, I have this clip playing randomly, and I'm pretty sure you were damn near like synced up with it almost, which is weird geek shit. But like, that was pretty impressive. Like, you hit play at the perfect time where it was like it was him almost like synced up with it, which is. They're two different things. Like, you have your own audio. I had this video separate, but yeah, that was frustrating.
Yeah, I should have been a ventriloquist, man.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
He did say it stands for efficiency point average. That's exactly what it stands for. I just couldn't think of the other things, but like, yeah, I mean, the numbers and the statistics don't really matter when it comes to the eye test. Like, the eye test still has to hit 80% of the time before the stats do. Like, we were talking before the show, it's like Graham Mertz had a 72.9% completion rating, which is actually pretty impressive. But a lot of times he was checking down to somebody, maybe throwing a short pass because he was getting pressured. Never really threw the ball deep because of the offensive line putting pressure on him. So, of course, he will have a high completion rating. But does that necessarily mean that he had good quarterback play? I mean, I can throw one pass to a receiver and he catches it and I have 100% completion rating.
Yeah, that was the first time I was kind of frustrated. I mean, that first time. But that was, to me, it's like an opportunity just to kind of to lay on the sword. All right, boys, real quick. Let's talk about this. Next Thursday, it's the day, okay? The draft day is here, boys. Draft party at Best Bet St. Augustine. You got to come by and check us out. We're going to be handing out signed jerseys, Gator jerseys, pictures, etc. It's going to be an absolute blast. We're going to have so much fun. We had so much fun last year. It was on the whim. This one's organized. It's going to be a great show. Cody has been crushing it in the war room, getting ready for this. We're pumped for it. It's going to be a fantastic time. If you were within spitting distance of this, I-95 207 Best Bet St. Augustine, look it up. You got to come say hey. It's going to be a great time, and we can't wait to do this with Best Bet. So please come see us. Come check us out. It's their building there. It's a beautiful building. Gorgeous place. Gorgeous place. Should be a good time. Cam Bishop, what's up, baby? Hey, real quick, also, too, shout out again to Mako Customs here, okay? This is their logo here. Cam, you're going to love this, Bubba. I'm going to show the rod off again. We have 400 strong in here. Custom-made rod here. Custom-made rod here from Mako Customs. Look at this thing, okay? Guy hooked me up here. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's got a little High Top Sports there at the bottom. Look at that thing.
Look at that.
Mako
That thing's
Customs.
custom. Man. You say, hey, look, what are you going fishing with, man? I got custom.
Mako Customs. I don't know if I want to wrap it up. I just want to leave it back here. This thing is one of a kind. Send me this hat. Send me this shirt as well. Again, shout out again to those guys, man.
Hey, they give you all sorts of hookups, man. Look at that.
Yeah, for the love and support for those guys. So, Cam, you need to go get yourself a rod, big guy. I'm just telling you right now. I'm
gonna have to do a little special shout out here too, real quick. If everybody knows, there's a chain around my neck, by the way. My buddy Lane Chains out there at KNI Gator on Twitter. He hooked me up with a Gator chain right here, and you can get those from at KNI Gator on Twitter. And he said, hey, actually, Shelton, he said every time you put on the spacesuit, this got to come on too. So
fair enough. We can make that happen.
I'm part of the. Hey,
I'm
part of the chain gang.
I get my own custom chain, bro. I gotta get dialed in and locked in with the custom chains.
Part of the chain gang.
I love it. Boys and girls, fantastic show. The Miami Heat lost by 1 point. Absolutely devastating. Hopefully they're doing a replay here. I don't know what happened, but it looks like Tyler Hero hit a 3 here at the last second.
You know what this makes me feel like? It makes me feel like John Cena back in the old days where he's wearing like the chain. That's what it makes me feel like. I feel like Thugonomics.
You're like the exact same person right now. All right, boys. Great show. Again, shout out to Mako Customs. Shout out to Josh Prey. Shout out to Uncle Lou. If you're in Gainesville for May 30th, you best go support our boy Josh Prey and show him some mad love. I think it's probably gonna be an electric show at his not his hometown, but like, you know, when you're representing Florida, it's gonna be a blast. So that's gonna be good stuff. Hell of a show for the best day of the week. 400 strong, almost all night long. You guys are always incredible, showing out, showing love. It's much appreciated.
Oh yeah. By the way, we got to do a shout out, man. Everybody that came by the Johnny Townsend tailgate, everybody that we met Saturday at the spring game, had a blast. So I just want to give everybody a special shout out for coming by, saying hi, whatever, just supporting the show, all that kind of thing. It means a lot to us because, you know, obviously I just report the news and Shelton is Shelton, but you know, just the support and like it really means a lot.
And shout out to Andrew Apple, says Lincoln came home today. So awesome. Love hearing that. Linky has had himself a battle, but he is home and rocking and rolling. So love that, man. Good to hear that, Bubba. Appreciate you letting us know about that. And you boys be good. We love you. You know what to do. Smash the like button, subscribe, share it with somebody you love. We'll see you guys in the next one, baby. Peace and love.
Report the news.